Hello there. Where is my friend? Ta-da-ta-ta. Hi, Franklin.
Hi, Sonu. Hi, guys. Hi, how
Hi,
is
guys.
everybody?
Let's see who all are there in the house.
Yes, let me know.
Minmoy, as usual, bro. He's like on time. He's
Always,
there,
always.
first guy. Second is Ernest. Ernest is always earnestly coming. Thank you, Ernest.
Hi, Ernest. Hi,
Today,
Ernest.
Rebecca, and Royce are in the house. John is
Wow.
there in the house. Veronica, and then we have Anna in the house. So, welcome, guys, for coming. Thank you so much. Today, you
Welcome,
must
guys.
be wondering who is the new guy. So, yes, so for all of you guys who are watching, guys, today Dinah couldn't make it. So, to replace Dinah Lynn, we have Frank Lynn. Yay! So, yeah, I,
Okay.
I mean, so,
Yes, I'm
anyways,
not replacing Diana, but yes,
yeah, just for
just
today,
for
just
today.
for the
Just
day.
for today.
Instead of Dinah Lynn, we have Frank Lynn. Yes. So, anyways, just to begin with the whole live stream, we'll just start the whole stream with an opening prayer and a moment of praise and worship. So, Franklin, whom have you invited to lead us into prayer today?
Yes, Sonu. So today we have a very bubbly kind of a person. Also, she'll help us. She's very good in worshiping and she's very good in singing. So you might be knowing her by her Instagram covers and stuff. So please welcome Shireen. Shireen from Bangalore. She'll be helping us go into praise and worship today. So over to you, Shireen.
Yo, Shireen.
Hi.
Hi, Shireen. How's everything going?
Yes, everything is good.
So, just to begin with, this is Shireen, guys, and today Shireen is going to lead us into a moment of praise and worship. Over to you, Shireen.
Okay, so before we start the live session, let me just introduce myself. Okay, Sonu has already introduced. So let us just quiet our minds, quiet our hearts, and come into the presence of the Lord. Let us just close our eyes wherever we are and just think about Jesus crucified on the cross and just try to comprehend the immeasurable love he has for us, due to which he hung himself there. And just try to think of all the times when we should have been grateful for something and we weren't. For the times we should have been thankful to him, but we weren't. And and also think about the times when we have hurted him, and think about the times when he was so merciful and he loved us so much and he forgave us. Know how much it costs to see my sins upon that cross. Let the jano dam mere पाप सूली पर चढ़ाने के मैं कभी ना जानू दाम मेरे पाप सूली पर चढ़ाने के आराधना करूं सर को मैं झुकाऊं यीशु सिर्फ तू ही है मेरा खुदा तू है अति सुंदर तू है अति योग्य तू है अति अद्भुत मुझको आराधना करूं सर को मैं झुकाऊं यीशु सिर्फ तू ही है मेरा खुदा तू है अति सुंदर तू है अति Lord, we thank you for this life. We thank you for this day. And we thank you for this moment. Uh, and for all the moments that we have taken for granted. As we come together today in unity as children of God, we open our hearts, we open our minds, our ears, and our eyes to the truth and the love with which you have created us. We offer this time and give you all the glory. All glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
Wow. Thank you so much, Shireen, for leading us into praise and worship. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was really beautiful, Sonu, like the way she sang. Thank you, Shiri. Thank you so much.
Mhm. So, anyways, guys, after a nice, wonderful Saturday Live special, here we are with Saturday Live with JTM India. So, this is JTM India, and you guys know the topic. We will not give another session on what is the topic, but maybe Franklin, just maybe
Yes,
a
yes.
few guys might be new to this channel, and maybe for the first time they might be seeing. So, if you could just help us have a short recap of what happened last week and what are we going to have today.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Sonu. So, I think most of you must be knowing that last week we hosted the very best, the one of the most well-known speakers on theology of the body, Jason Everett, and he had come on our live stream and he had shared with so much beauty, with so much of with love. He shared the message with us, and there were so many things. Everything he spoke, Solo, it's as if like he's speaking gold, like gold is coming out of his mouth as he's speaking those things. You know, and he spoke about the authenticity of theology of the body and how it works in our daily lives, how authentic love is in this world, where there is so much of confusion. And he shared so many things regarding gender theory, then how how love in this world is being misinterpreted, and how things are not going so well, and people are confusing love with lust, and how how we should love truthfully with love, with truth, and love with grace, and how these things affect us in our lives, and what is our main purpose and our goal. And our goal is to reach heaven and have that eternal banquet of love with God himself. And we are all going there, and this is our journey. And in this journey, how theology of the body helps us uh, come closer to God, and not only closer to God, but each one of us, as we are, as as Jason Evans said, that we are made for communion. That is what God is trying to tell us, is that we are made for communion through all these things, and that we need to stay together, and together we will be going into heaven. So there were so many things that he spoke, and I'm sure if you guys go back again to check our live stream, you guys will know there were so many things. If I start telling you all those things, I think I'll be only taking like 10-15 minutes of the stream. But today, right now, I think we have to speak on this new topic, and we will be talking about that as well. So over to you, Sonu.
Yo, thank you so much, Franklin. That was a beautiful, short, mini session. But,
Micro session.
anyways, yeah, so we had a wonderful live stream, guys. Last week it was our first ever Saturday Live special. If you missed it out, no worries. Just go into our channel and you'll see Saturday Live with Jason Everett, and it was a beautiful sharing. And without further delay, so I think you guys know who is our new speaker if you have been following us on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
But anyways, Franklin, who is the speaker for the day?
Yes. So today we are choosing the best choice. Please welcome Joyce.
Wow, you're becoming
I know
like
it
me,
was
bro. You're
थोड़ा
becoming
थोड़ा lame हो जा रहा है, थोड़ा lame हो जा रहा है,
yes,
but
yes, you're becoming like me. Yes. Hi, Joyce.
Hi,
hi
Franklin.
Joyce.
Hi, Sudhir.
How's everything? How's life? How's everything going? You can hear me, right?
Huh?
Y-
Yes,
Yo, you
Joyce, can
can
you hear
you can
us?
hear us, right?
Yes, 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 yes. You can. I
Yeah,
can hear
sure.
you, but it's disturbing.
Okay, no
Yeah.
problem. Our words don't matter right now. What
Yes.
matters is what you are going to beautifully share. So I'm not going to reveal the topic. Probably you know the topic already. So over to you, Joyce. So Joyce is going to share with you, and she's going to introduce the topic during her session. Over to you, Joyce.
Okay, so today's topic is about life. So before dealing with before starting the topic, no, when I was preparing the talk and I was thinking about a lot of things. Like we may have so many questions, like why are we created? What is the purpose of our living? And why did God actually create us? And we have so many questions, no. Now, before dealing with those questions, first thing we need to remember is that God didn't have to create us. Okay, so I mean, this question is sometimes, even me, sometimes I used to feel that okay, God created me because He knew that I'm going to be a good teacher, I'm going to be a popular person, so that's why He created me, so that through me He will be popular, more popular. Okay, so that's not a thing. No, he didn't have to create us, but then he just simply wanted to create us. No, and that simplicity was full of love. No, now, the purpose of why we are created is just simply because of the Trinitarian love, So, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and the love within them is so pure and is so overflowing that we are a gift of their love, goodness, and generosity. No, so simple. No, nothing so complicated, but just so simple. No, and while He created us with His love, generosity, and goodness, he didn't burden us with a lot of things. No, he just simply didn't burden us, and he just didn't tell us that, oh, I am creating you, that means you have to achieve a great name there on earth. No, you have to be called a so-called business person, you have to be a so-called doctor, and you have to be very good in status, and you have to be very good in wealth and everything, so my name be spread. No, he just didn't do that. No, he just simply created us out of the overflowing love of the Trinity, and He created us out of His love, generosity, and goodness. And what did He tell us to do in return? In return, He is just telling us to spread that same love, generosity, and feeling out of which we were created. So simple, not a big deal, no, nothing so complicated. He created us with love, goodness, and generosity, and He is only telling us to spread that same love, generosity, and goodness in the world, so that by this His name and His love be spread all around. Okay, it is just so simple, no. Now he just wanted to give us more of himself. He just wanted to give us more of his love, and that was it. He didn't demand something great. He just wanted to give love, and in return, he wanted to receive the same love from us. No, now so simple it is. So now he created us to be the procreators of the love and the generosity. He just simply wanted us to be the procreator of the same love and generosity. Okay. Now this is so simple, no, nothing complicated in this. Now then, when God created us, you may remember that when everything was created, no, when God created the earth, no, He created the plants, the water, the sky, the sun, and the moon, and everything. When He created them, He said that they were good. They were good. Okay, but then when God created human, no, when God created mankind, no, he paused for a while, and then he just didn't said it was good, but he just said it was very good. No, now why is it that? Because he created us in his blueprint, right? He created us very different from the other creatures, very different from the other things around. No, we were very different. No, and what makes us different? Because we were created in his image and likeness. No, we were his blueprint. No, so we were created with his image and likeness. Now how does his image and likeness make us different from elsewhere? No, makes us different from anything else other than other there around. No, There are three ways. Okay, so his image and likeness is summarized in three ways. What are they? Firstly, the intellect, right? We humans have the intellect. Intellect means we are able to think. No, we have the ability to think. Secondly, we have the will means the we are able to choose. We are able to choose. And the third point is we are created to love. All right. So he said that we are created in his image and likeness, and what makes us different from the animals, plants, and anything elsewhere around the earth is the intellect, the will, and the and to spread the love. Okay, this makes us different from elsewhere. Okay, now what is he saying then? He when God decided us, when God decided to create us, no, he created us into a very existence, and he also desired the same love in return. He created us with love, and he desired the same love in return, right? He desired that, but then he love cannot be demanded. No, love cannot be forced, right? So what did he do? He just he gave us a will, right? And what did he ask us in return? He wanted us to freely choose to love. Okay, he choose. So very simple, right? He gave us intellect, he gave us the will, and he's telling us to love, right? The three simple steps. No, now God created us with love. Now he's asking us to love him back, but he knows it very well, and he respects our will. Therefore he is telling us that love cannot be forced. All right, so he is asking us to use our intellect and then will for love, and therefore love. Okay, so he is giving us three steps to love. He is telling us to think, and then he's telling us to choose love, right? So ultimately the stairs is taking you to love itself, right? This is not demanding, it's free, right? It's coming from within, right? Which is imprinted in us. No, it's unlike the robots. For example, the robots have some functions, you have to command them and they work according to that. But God is not treating us like robots, right? He is literally telling us that we have the ability to think and then choose love. But he has told us that he has created us out of love, and therefore he's told us that we are his image and likeness. Therefore we are his image and likeness, who is love, right? Therefore our ultimate goal is to love, right? So our intellect and our will should lead us to love. Simple. Okay, so what is he telling next? Now, St. John Paul II always speaks about our call to love, right? Our call, he speaks about our call to love and receive love and give love is also a gift. Is also a gift, in the similar manner how God created us, and He has given us life, and He has and it's an exchange of love, and in return He is wanting the same love from us, right? So God Himself is telling us that He is love, and He is giving us, pouring out that love of life, and therefore He is asking us to accept it as a gift and gift it to others as well. Okay, to gift it to others as well. That is the most simplest job He's telling us to do here on earth, to receive His love and to spread that same love with the same love, affection, goodness, and generosity, and spread it to the people around. Okay, now when God created us, He has given us this incredible dignity. He's given us this incredible dignity which cannot be taken away. Okay, now our intellect, see, it's very important, right? Since we are in His image and likeness, our intellect, our will, and the ability to love is very important. Okay, so when God is speaking about our dignity, He is saying that our intellect and our will makes us worthy to be respected here on earth. I repeat again, our intellect and our will makes us worthy of respect here on earth. That's it, and nothing else. Not our status, not what clothes are we wearing, not what lifestyle are we living, not what job are we holding, nothing else. Okay, just our intellect and our will makes us worthy to be respected here on earth. And our capacity of these gifts are given by our Creator itself, okay, which cannot be changed. Therefore, our dignity is intrinsic. It cannot be taken away by anyone. Okay, so which is a beauty, which is a beauty. It's a beauty to be created in God's image and likeness, and it's a beauty to have this beautiful dignity, which is so much confused in this generation, which is so much confused in today's world, because we hear so much about people's dignity and how people are degraded by differentiating between caste, culture, color, religion, and so many other stuffs, right? But God is not looking at us in that way. He's just simply telling us that we have an intrinsic dignity, and therefore He's telling us our will, and only our will and our intellect makes us worthy of respect. Not our status, not what we are eating, not what we are wearing, and not what we are doing, right? Just our intellect, our will, and which makes us worthy of respect, right? So the modern society is confusing our culture in many a ways, and when it comes to freedom, our society is confusing us so much, when we hear about the modern definition of freedom is that we can do whatever, whenever, with whomever, and this is so sad, because this is what is distorting the very idea of freedom, and this is I think this is the most uh, the most crucial point of so much of poverty of heart and the poverty of love here on earth, because we are not understanding the ideal and the authentic meaning of freedom, and therefore there is so much of there's so much of distortion, there is so much of persecution, so much of hatred and use in the world, because we are not understanding the beauty of freedom, and therefore there is so much of views and there's so much of hatred around, right? But God is speaking a very different version of freedom, no? God is telling us a very different version of freedom. When St. John Paul II speaks about freedom, he defines it as the ability to desire and to choose the good. It's just so simple. He's just saying that he's asking us to desire and choose the good, and the good which is love, right? And he also said that freedom exists for the sake of love. Okay, it has to end in love. It only exists for the sake of love. But when we distort this entire meaning of freedom, we don't love, we rather use, it's a very distorted version. So I especially want to focus and I want to ask everyone to realize that the world is confusing us absolutely with so many things, with our dignity, with our freedom, with love, with lust, and so many other stuffs. So I would just request all of you to think over it, think over the true beauty of freedom, which is the ability to desire and to choose the love, to choose to love, and to remember that freedom only exists for the sake of love. Freedom can only love, not use. Okay, so so and then it's so simple and it's so beautiful. And then we can, once we know these different uh, parts, it's like a puzzle, when you get all the pieces, you understand the entire purpose, you understand the entire scenario, so God said that he created us out of the overflowing love of the Trinity, and he created us with love, generosity, and goodness, and in return he's asking us to love him back, and he's telling us to be a gift of life, right? He's asking us to be a gift of life and therefore share the same gift to others, right? To share the same gift to others. He's also telling us that we are different from elsewhere, we're different from anything else there on earth. He's telling us that we are created in his image and likeness, therefore we are dignified, we have intrinsic dignity. He's telling us we have our intellect and our will allows us to love. He's telling us that uh, in order to love, we need to understand the meaning of freedom. Okay, and he's also telling us that freedom only exists for the sake of love. Therefore, he's summarizing everything in love. He's speaking about love. Okay, God is only speaking about love, and And when we receive life as a gift of God to us, we'll be able to utilize our intellect, and which will lead us to will, and then it will lead us to love. Okay, and then only then we can relate to God, and then accept ourselves as the image and likeness of God, and then our lives will be transformed. Our lives will be beautifully transformed, and and when we realize that our dignity is intrinsic and it cannot be replaced, is irreplaceable, and it will lead us to a good life, and it will explain us that our freedom exists for the sake of love, and therefore we can be the person God has created us to be. God has actually called us to be, right? God has actually called us to be the procreator of His life, the procreator of His love here on earth, right? So, therefore, we all are important, right? I never thought years back that I would be able to spread His love. I would be able to spread His goodness here on earth. What I thought was that the only way to fulfill my purpose here on earth is to be a perfect someone, a perfect someone in the status, in the society, so that I be recognized. But then I was not happy back then. But then now, when I realized that the purpose of life and the purpose of my very existence is just so simple. No, don't have to break my head here and there, but it's just so simple. He's just asking me that He's created me with so much of love, with so much of goodness, and with so much of affection, and He's telling me to utilize the gifts He has given me, the gifts He's given me through life, the gifts which are intellect and the will, which together should work with freedom and lead me to love. No, so this is so simple. So I would just want to summarize everything in this simple logic. No, it's not complicated. It's just so simple. No, so I would just want you all to remember that God created us out of His overflowing Trinitarian love, and He is asking us, and He's telling us that He's created us with goodness, love, and generosity, and therefore He wants our love back, and He is telling us to love in the same way as He's created us. He's telling us to respect life. He's telling us to be, as He's gifted us life, He wants us to be the procreator of life as well. He's wanting us to spread His love and love, mercy, generosity, and goodness here on earth, and that's it. He's not asking for a big deal. It's just so simple. And with this, I would just want to say a small memorare to Our Lady, because in this journey where everything is so distorted and so difficult, Our Lady bees our guide. She bees our mother, and she guides us through this way, and she gives us the strength to be merciful, good, and loving, just like her. So I put everybody who's hearing and everybody who will hear the message of love in her hand. And I pray, remember, O most gracious Virgin Mary, that never was it known that anyone who fled thy protection, implored thy help, and sought through thy intercession was left unneeded. Inspired by this confidence, we fly unto thee. O Virgins, my mother, to thee I come, before thee I stand, sinful and sorrowful. O Mother of the Word incarnate, despise not my petition, but in thy mercy hear and answer me. Amen. Over to you, Sonu.
Um, Thank you so much, Joyce, for sharing with us and telling us about what exactly it is. So I heard your session; it was really beautiful, and I have a few questions, if you don't mind, Joyce, if I can ask you.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So Joyce, in the beginning, you mentioned a lot about love. That we are made from love and to love. And then you said that the world has different meanings of love. So, can you just explain to me, or if you know that there is any definition of love in theology of the body, and if there are any characteristics of love which by which we can understand the right type of love?
Okay, so you're telling me to define to define what is love, and you need
Yes.
and the characteristics of love, right? So
Yes.
yeah, so according to theology of the body and according to what we study is love is very the definition of love is very simple. It's just the is just wanting the best for the one you love, no? So it's just wanting love is just telling you to do the good and to want the good of the person you love, no? And the characteristics of love involves a lot of things, no? But mainly it is telling us to be faithful in loving, to be fruitful in loving. It's telling us to be total in loving, and yeah, what did I say? It was free, total, faithful, and fruitful. Yeah. So he's telling us to have these four characteristics while we speak about love. No, to be free, to be faithful, to be total, and to be fruitful. No, so we cannot do without the four characteristics, right? So we know the definition of love is so simple that it's desiring and it's telling us to do the good and the best for the person. And when you talk about the characteristics are to be free, total, faithful, and fruitful.
Okay. Thank you, Joyce. My second question to you would be, you mentioned that there is so much of use and hatred, and you also said this, that that the opposite of love is use and not hatred. Can you help us understand that in a way where we can identify how is someone using us in a relationship, or how is the opposite of love? Love is use and not hatred.
Okay. So if you ask me personally, it's I don't think the opposite of love is hate. No, yeah. If you ask me if you when we study they tell the opposite of love is hate. But when you see in today's world, where people are the use is so much that is actually distorting the true meaning of love. No, I don't know if people are hating people, but I think people there's so much of use everywhere, and therefore because of use the meaning of love is getting distorted, and the beauty of love is uh, fading away, I feel. No, so more than hating, people are using, and and it's breaking relationships. No, it's so much breaking relationship, this entire idea of gaining pleasure and to do things for myself and not think about the other one, to just me, and just my pleasure, my want, my need is is actually use. It's not hate, right? And this using of other for one's own pleasure is actually uh, fading the love in couples, in families, in among people, among friends, and in any relationship. So I think more than hatred, uh, use is the proper opposite of love.
Okay, thank you, Joyce. And my last question to you would be this: that you mentioned about freedom. You know that the world has a definition of freedom, and then you spoke about this definition from theology of the body. So, can you just tell us more about that uh, to us and to our viewers?
Sorry, I couldn't get the question. Are you telling that the definition of freedom and
Yes, yes. You mentioned that there is a definition of freedom that the world has, and then you said that there is a definition that theology of the body gives us. So, can you just
hmm,
help us understand both of them?
okay, I got it. So yes, I was speaking about the definition of freedom. So in now modern society, the meaning of freedom is to do whatever, whenever, and with whomever you want, and this definition is creating a lot of chaos. It's creating a lot of disturbance here. This it's actually promoting a lot of use, because when we get this access of doing whatever, whenever, with whomever we want, I think we are not using this intellect which God has given us, right? He's given us this intellect and He's given us the will to choose to love. But with this distorted version and this chaotic definition of freedom, everything is getting uh, driven away with the from the very authenticity. So I think the true definition of freedom which theology of the body is teaching us is the ability to desire and to choose the good. This is so simple. So the definition of freedom is telling us to just to desire, no, to which should come from within. No, we should come from within, and which should choose only good, no use, no nothing, no nothing, just good, no. And this is because we have to be aware of our human dignity, that the intrinsic human dignity, that we are called to love and we are created with love, and therefore we should be loved, and the modern definition of freedom is actually distorting the basic idea of love, and therefore is distorting everything, and is actually defining freedom in a very I don't know what fancy way or what way, I don't understand, but it's super funny because now when you can relate the definition of freedom and you can analyze stuff, it's very funny because you're saying that freedom it means to do whatever, whenever, with whomever, but how does that uh, promote love? It's giving you the access to become what, I don't understand. I mean, it has no boundaries, it has no rules, it has no barricades. It's just making you do whatever. But it's just not that. The beauty of freedom is very different. It's just simply wanting the best, and therefore it will promote love. It will just promote love and goodness.
All right. Thank you, Joyce. I think you did all the 3 points for all my three questions into one, I think. And yes, I think you're correct in saying that love demands the best for the other person, and then how you translated that use is when we use somebody, we are doing it for our own means and not doing it for the best of the other person. And that is why freedom needs to we need to desire good in freedom. Otherwise, we can choose all the wrong things. So
Hmm.
very well put. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you very well. You've put it in words. Sonu, do you have any questions for Joyce? Then maybe you can ask.
Question, some question to you,
Yes.
DK. But anyways, I am a lost person. I have a lot of questions. By the way, before
Always
I
have a
ask any
questions.
question, guys, uh, before I ask any question to Joyce, just a request to I'm sticking to the comments. It's hilarious. But anyways, guys, if you have any question, you want to bombard Joyce with any questions, feel free to bombard Joyce with with your questions in the chat box. Uh, Joyce, your people's choice. So yes, guys, do comment in the comment section so that we can answer these questions. If we cross our time limit, we'll definitely make a video of it. But to ask a question is, we are discussing about freedom, Joyce, and we're discussing about a lot of the other things. So uh, on a lot of these things we have learned it in the theology of the body. So just wanted to ask you, how has this theology of the body, this teachings by Pope St. John Paul II, how has this changed your life, and do you think this is the need of the hour?
Okay, so yeah, if you ask me personally, then I think theology of the body is it was a tool for me to uh, to step this different way of life. No, it it taught me, and it is still teaching me the true meaning and purpose of my very existence. No, and it's motivating me to be. It's motivating me to be and strive someone. Who is good, okay, who will love, and who is humble, who is generous. And it definitely did help me, because if back then, if I see few years back, no, I don't know where I was belonging. I was wanting that I wanted to be belonging somewhere. I wanted to be somewhere, but I didn't know how to reach that place. And I just so was fetching for love and so many things, and I couldn't understand anything, because I didn't understand my very existence. But the moment I got through theology of the body, and when I met such beautiful friends out here, I understood the very purpose of my very existence, and it's still teaching me to stand still in this path, because it's difficult. We all are humans. There are a lot of falls, and there are a lot of times that we feel that we cannot do it, but then the friends which are around us is actually kind of I mean, I think I would say it in that way that of course we have guardian angels, but uh, this group and the friends we have, I think they are acting as my guardian angel, because they are not letting me fall, no, and they are letting me. They are always motivating me, and they are always lifting me up, and they are telling me that. This is a life you are God has created you to given you to be, and He's asking you to live in this life, and therefore they are motivating me, and I think this is the need of the hour, because back then, I think when I was speaking right now, uh, when I was saying the modern society, the so-called culture, and so many things, back then I was a part of that. I was kind of living that lifestyle. I was the part of the same crowd. But because theology of the body changed the entire idea of me seeing the very purpose of my living, and seeing the very in the very perspective I should watch and see life, is actually the need of the hour. Because I can say it very strongly, like uh, if it can change my life. I think it can change many people's life too. So therefore, I would always be so thankful, and I think I will keep spreading the word, because it is the need of the hour, and it will always be the need of the hour.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joyce. Thank you so much, Franklin, for asking those questions. I don't think I have many much questions to ask, but it's amazing to see how theology of the body is impacting our lives. And I sometimes feel like, bro, if it can change my life, I mean, look at me, look at my face. I stand in front of the mirror, I'm like, look at my face. If theology of the body can impact a person like me, 155,000%, it doesn't exist, but it can definitely impact all of your lives too. But just to end, we have come to the end of the live stream, but there is something which we usually end with, and that is the saint for the day. So, Joyce, is there a saint in your mind? Does it occur, or maybe any saint you would want to share about?
Yeah, I was while I was preparing and everything, the saint which came in my mind was Saint Francisco de Paula Castellano. So I think he was a wonderful saint, and when I was reading about his life and everything, the faith which he had, was so strong, and even while he was dying, he didn't leave that faith. He just fought for the same faith, and the faith is just telling him to love, I would just before ending, I would just want to read the last sentence which he actually said when he was before he was sentenced to death. He was questioned, and they were continuously telling him that he will be released of the prison if he uh, leaves his faith, and if he tells what they are telling him to say. But then in return, he just said this. He said, what for? If being Catholic is a crime, I am very glad to be guilty. The greatest happiness a man could have in his world is to die for Christ. And if I have 1,000 lives, I would undoubtedly give them all for Him. Thus, I am grateful to you for giving me the possibility of offering my life and myself. So, I mean, this is such a just a strong message, I feel, because we all are afraid of dying, but then he had the choice to just speak against his faith, and maybe he would have been saved. But indeed, instead, he just said this, and so strongly he said, that means it showed that he just loved life, and he accepted his life as a gift of God. Therefore, he was ready to give his life to God in faith and in love, without wanting to be here on earth. He just wanted to return that same love and same compassion out of which God created him. So he was so grateful of that. So that's what.
Oh wow, that's a beautiful that's a
That was
beautiful
so
saint story.
inspiring, very inspiring it was. I mean,
So
to die for
often we
Christ.
feel. Yeah, we fear, about a lot of the other things, but death. It reminds me of one. I was reading of an article just very recently. It was talking about we all want the end process. Nobody, I mean, we all want the result. Nobody wants to go through the process. And there was a very beautiful quote when you were sharing about dying and how about the saint. It reminded me of that line which said, "Everybody wants to become a saint, but nobody wants to die." And he went on ahead and saying, we all want the good things, but we don't want to go through that hard work that will lead to that good things, or that sacrifice that will help us to be those saints. So truly, thank you so much, Joyce. You shared about love, you shared about so many other things. And with this, it also reminded me, look, what does love require? One basic thing, and that is sacrifice. This is one of the quotes which I read in "Come Be My Light," which is a biography of Saint Teresa of Calcutta. So thank you so much, Joyce. Thank you so much for sharing. I think we and I have this is a word which I've learned from Franklin. We are mesmerized by what you have shared.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
I don't
It was
even
a
know the
very beautiful
spelling of
share.
it, but yes, we are very mesmerized by it. Thank you so much. By the way, Joyce, Justin in the comment section is asking, what is the name of the saint again?
The name of the saint. So it was Saint Francisco. Uh, One second, I'll
Di
just tell you. It's
Paula
a big,
Castello.
yeah,
Yeah, it's something
Castiello.
about Francesco.
Yeah,
It's basically Francis. Okay, Francesco Di Paula Castello Aliu. It's
yes,
something like that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Don't worry, guys. We will leave the link
We learn
to about the
Spanish.
saint's life. But it's too. I never knew about the saint. I got you. I'm definitely going to Google the saint out and find out his life story. It's very long, okay, and it's in Spanish.
Yes.
Which I always say I end up butchering these names, so I'm not going to
Spanish
say it. We'll leave it.
pronunciations are really
In,
hard.
yes. But anyways, thank you so much, Joyce. We
Yes,
hope
thank you,
we get to
Joyce.
have you again sometime in future. Stay safe. Take care.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Joyce.
Yo, Franklin, it was
Yes,
beautiful.
so yes,
Justin is
definitely,
saying
definitely.
link a y. Bro, your spelling is wrong. It's Bhai. Bye bye. Okay. So, it was a beautiful sharing. It was an amazing sharing. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys specifically to the special viewers who come every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Uh, Before even coming live, I see two people always having in the comment section, and that is one is Mrinmoy
My
and one is
artist.
Ernest. I mean, like, bro,
Yes.
you guys are the best. You guys are the best. So, anyways, thank you so much. Franklin, would you like to say something to our viewers before we say our final goodbye?
Yes, definitely. Whatever you guys learned, please make sure to think about it and then imbibe it in your lives. Try practices it in your lives, and then come back again next week, same time and same place. You know where to come. So and yes, we will be hosting you guys again. So yeah,
Yes, guys.
that's all I would want to say.
Same time, same
Same
place
place.
next week. Okay, Saturday, 4:30 p.m. But before we leave, we just want you to know is that tomorrow at 5 p.m. Somewhat around that time, we will be releasing our new vlog. We are so sorry last week we couldn't release a new vlog. We're so excited and we're mesmerized by Jason Everett's session. We couldn't release a new vlog. Apologies, maybe you guys, some of you all were saying, where is the new vlog? But it's okay, try to understand. So, but this week for sure, we'll try to be on time and we'll release our vlog. So stay tuned. We'll be releasing, we'll send out a notification on our Instagram account. So consider following it to get more updates. And also, if you're new to the channel, first time you're watching it, consider subscribing so that YouTube is forced to inform you about our new programs and events and any video we released. Thank you guys. See you next week, same time, same place.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Take care. Tata. Bye bye.